It's time for GMA3. Breaking news, a suspect in custody in the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
We got him.
Now, what we are learning about the 22-year-old suspect and the gun.
The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle.
The new developments right now.
Housing market hope? With mortgage rates having their biggest weekly drop in a year, is now the time to buy or sell, or could rates go even lower? Life-changing diagnosis.
It was shocking.
A 50-year-old woman with 0 symptoms finding out she has the most advanced form of ovarian cancer, why it's called the silent disease, and her mission now that she's in remission. And we're in the New York groove, witnessing the awesome power of Niagara Falls for the latest stop on our 50 States in 50 Weeks tour, and huddling with Bill's Mafia in Buffalo, sharing one of the things that powers them. It's time for GMA3.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into GMA3. I am Will.
And I'm Rebecca, here with Deborah, and we're so glad you can join us on this busy Friday.
With breaking news, Rebecca, and we're going to get right to our top story. A suspect is in custody in the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. We are told that Utah's Governor Spencer Cox and FBI Director Kash Patel spoke earlier. For the latest, we're going to bring in Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky. Aaron, good afternoon. What more do you know?
Deb, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson was taken into custody in Utah overnight after authorities said he was recognized by a family member from some of the surveillance images that law enforcement authorities had circulated, showing an individual in dark clothing, a distinctive shirt, hat, backpack, and shoes. We're told his father urged his son to turn himself in, and when he was reluctant, we're told the father called an acquaintance, a youth pastor who's also affiliated with the U.S. Marshals Service, and it was the Marshals who took Tyler Robinson into custody without incident. The governor, Spencer Cox, said he would be charged in the coming days with the murder of Charlie Kirk. The governor said investigators have established that he was on campus about 4 hours before the shooting and had changed clothing twice before making his escape from the rooftop firing position through a parking lot and into the woods. The authorities said they recovered the gun, a single bolt-action rifle, and on Discord messages that a roommate showed investigators, Tyler Robinson allegedly wrote that he needed to retrieve a rifle wrapped in a towel. Authorities are now confident they have the right guy, and charges are coming, guys.
Thank you, Aaron. And ABC News will be tracking the latest on this developing story all day long. We're going to turn now to hopeful news for Americans looking to buy a home. The interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage experiencing its biggest weekly drop in the past year. And Elizabeth Schulze is here with more. Good afternoon, Elizabeth.
Welcome relief if you are trying to buy a home or refinance your existing home mortgage. We saw this biggest weekly drop. Mortgage rates now at around a 1-year low. So the average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage, 6.35%. For most of the year, we've seen rates hovering closer to 7%. And this does really make a difference when you look at your budget. Put it in a dollar number, a $400,000 home loan, 20% down payment. Your monthly payment now at the current rates is $138 cheaper than it would have been monthly at those 7% rates. So that's why we track this so closely, and that's why people are watching those rates so much to save those dollars.
Right, and very small moves in that percentage can add up. I mean, what you just mentioned, that's over $1,000 in difference over the course of the year.
Exactly. Though, at the same time, the reality is this is still a very challenging and unaffordable market.
Yes.
We've got some new data that really does show if you're comparing apples to apples, buying versus renting. So a new mortgage right now, on average across the U.S., your monthly payment, about $4,500. For a new apartment lease, we're looking at $2,200. That's just pretty wild. It's more than double to buy than to rent, and that's why we're seeing it's especially tough. Younger buyers, first-time buyers, getting a foothold in the market, a real challenge.
Yeah, and you see it in cities especially. The home prices are at record highs.
Yep.
There is, though, a chance that mortgage rates continue to go down from here. Maybe not what they used to be, but continue to go lower.
Hard to imagine we're getting to that 2-3% level. A lot of people locked in during the pandemic, but possible that we could go a little lower from here. So the rates we see right now are pretty much priced in for a Federal Reserve interest rate cut next week. Remember, the Fed expecting to cut rates because of what it's seeing as this slowing jobs market. If the Fed signals it'll be a little more aggressive in those rate cuts because it's more worried about the economy and wants to stimulate the economy, we could see mortgage rates go down a little bit. But remember, last time the Fed, we didn't see that happen. So if you are really trying to buy this fall, look at your options. Consider maybe an adjustable rate mortgage. We're seeing those rates below 6% in some cases.
Yeah, a lot of eyes are going to be on that.
Yes,
for sure.
No doubt.
Elizabeth, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we're looking forward to that. We're also looking forward to a little college football. Big weekend of that coming up. We've got 2 major SEC games among the highlights of the schedule. And we have ESPN reporter Jen Latta joining us now from Knoxville, Tennessee. Jen, just 2 days ago, I know you were in Houston because I ran into you in the airport, but now you are in Tennessee. They're going to face Georgia.
Yes.
That's a top 20 matchup right there. So let's start with that game. What should we look out for between the Vols and the Dogs?
What a pleasant surprise that was to see you at the airport, Will. Yeah, let's start with that game here in Knoxville, Georgia versus Tennessee. Tennessee has started a new tradition over the last few years, and that is checkering the stadium. So that is something that a lot of people are excited about. Take a look at this. Is that just not an incredible visual? You know, tradition is so important in college football. It's really what separates it from other sports. So that will be the scene here in Knoxville. Let's talk about the players. Joey Aguilar is the quarterback for Tennessee. What a journey he has had. He almost quit football back in 2020 to become a firefighter. Good thing he stuck with it because he is having a lot of success early with the Vols. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. It means he's protecting the football and he's spreading it around to a lot of his receivers. This was an incredible scene. Take a look at his mom and his grandma celebrating, just getting emotional over him running out of the tee at the game a week ago and then, of course, scoring a touchdown. This is what it's all about, right? These families who have been on these journeys with these players and the emotions that they feel when they see them accomplishing their dreams.
Absolutely. Nothing like it. And nothing like a little historic SEC matchup. 2 of the most storied programs. LSU hosting Florida. What do we got there?
Yeah, so these 2 teams came into the season with a lot of expectations, hoping that they would be playoff teams. LSU has certainly delivered so far, but Florida coming off of a very tough and surprising loss last week. So, guys, there may be some desperation with that squad. DJ Lagway is the quarterback. He's very good, but he's dealt with a lot of injuries in his career so far. So Gators fans are really crossing their fingers that he will continue to be healthy. Meanwhile, on the other side, LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier is expected to be one of the best quarterbacks in the country this year, so he will be the best player on the field. All you need to know about him, guys, is that his team is 2-0, and he's still frustrated, thinks they've left some points and some plays out there on the field. And here's a little side story for you guys. Nussmeier's father was a coach at Florida several years ago. He was let go after a 4-7 season, so there might be a little extra juice for Garrett Nussmeier as he takes on the Florida Gators.
Absolutely. Jen Latta, thank you so much for joining us. And college football action on ESPN and ABC kicks off at noon tomorrow. And don't forget Vibe Check, new episodes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern on Disney+.
Go
and
Dogs.
Coming up,
Go Dogs. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, says Deborah. And Go to Niagara Falls says this show. We're headed there for our New York stop of our 50 States in 50 Weeks tour. Stay with us.
Welcome back. We are on stop number 11 in our 50 States in 50 Week series, New York State. And our natural wonder, Michael Strahan, went to one of the state's natural wonders, Niagara Falls, and he found out about what the region means to Indigenous people there.
More than 700,000 gallons of roaring water rush from Niagara Falls every second. To stand in its presence is magnificent.
It's also a hugely spiritual place. You know, we understand that there's certain power there, and I think we can all feel it when you go to the falls. You can feel it in the air.
It's an energy generations of the Tuscarora Nation, who historically settled in the Niagara Falls region, revere.
This is a photo of Chief Will Henry Geha. He was the chief who held the title Segwit right before me.
In 2020, by nomination of his clan mother, Brennan Ferguson transitioned into the role.
It's an ancient tradition that we still uphold. Really what you're doing is you're trying to relieve the grief of a community that lost leaders. And then at the end of it, you can stand up new leaders.
5 years into what is a lifelong appointment, Chief Ferguson is now tasked with upholding and caring for the things his people hold dear, like the falls.
There's two main points: our connection with the rest of creation, nature. We have these other parts of the world, for us to use to survive. And we're just thankful, and we acknowledge it's really evident in our ceremonies and in the language and even in our treaties. And each of us have equal rights to it. But none of us can exploit it. We can't take more than we need.
Along with the rest of his community.
What's great is all the names you can see, who lived where, and follow your family.
He's preserving a rich history that was nearly erased by American assimilation efforts.
And the idea was to take Native children off the reservation from their families and put them in boarding schools to force them to speak English, to change their religion to American religions, to live like Americans and not to be Native. It's really not ancient history. People that we know that are alive today are survivors of boarding schools.
My grandma gave me one of them.
Marissa Printup's grandma Nan was one. Now with every beaded stitch, she along with Robert Delamonte, her friend and co-owner of Tuscarora Woodworks, are making sure their people's voices are never silenced.
We like to say that art is how we express ourselves as Indigenous people. Craft is how we sustain ourselves, and community is the foundation for everything that we are as people.
Open for business on the Tuscarora Reservation for the last 10 years, their quaint storefront is decked with vibrant and authentic Haudenosaunee crafts, from beadwork to wood pieces.
Each of these has a meaning.
Every item with its own unique story to tell.
We're not profit-driven at all. We feel we have a responsibility to give back to our community that supports us, to uplift Indigenous people, to teach both Indigenous and non-Indigenous people about our culture, about our ways.
Their shared hope with leaders like Chief Brennan and Vince is that their work in preserving and educating others about their ways serves as a reminder to their people and the world.
An old phrase that shows up a lot in ceremonial language in Tuscarora is Twit Nayigwat Nawadi. It means we're still moving around. And what that means is that we're still here, we're still making cornbread, we're still planting corn, we're still singing our songs, and it's still happening. And that's what keeps us alive as a people, and that's what's going to keep us going into the future.
All right, thanks to our friend Michael Strahan for that lovely story. And coming up, we have more from New York for our 50 States in 50 Weeks. Lori Bergamato is having fun with Bill's Mafia, learning the secrets of one of their favorite foods. You're not going to want to miss that. Stay with us. Back now with our series 50 States in 50 Weeks. Lori Bergamato is in Buffalo, New York as Bills fans count down to Sunday's big game, and she is with an excited crowd. Lori, what you got going on there?
Bills Mafia at the Big Tree Inn, which is a great place where they do kickoffs and celebrations for hopefully all those Bills wins. I'm here with the Water Buffalo Club, the fans, and also Chef Darian Bryant, who is the owner of the amazing restaurant Bratz Hill, and he's going to show us how to make a game day favorite called beef on wax.
Beef on wax.
Let's do it.
We're going to do it. First, we're going to put the beef in the oil,
okay.
Get that juice on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is like, we know about the buffalo wing, but beef on weck is like a buffalo tradition, right?
It is a buffalo tradition. Thanks to the Germans who brought this here in the 1800s. So we take it as our own and we love it.
Oh, it's
perfect tailgate snack, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So we're going to go with if you like spicy. You like spicy?
Yes, little spice. Hit me with some spice
Here
there,
you go.
Chef.
A little spice for you. Got
all
some
right. Amazing.
right here.
Okay, so while we are finishing that up, and everybody has some here from the Water Buffalo Club, go ahead and dig in. I want to get to Lisa Dawkins, excuse me, who is Dion Dawkins' mom, also known as Mama Docs. What does it mean to you to be a part of this amazing Bills Mafia community?
This is the most wonderful community to be a part of, and we wouldn't want to be anywhere else. 9 years in.
I love that. We love your son. We're all going to be cheering for him this Sunday. I know you're a super fan, but
yes.
Another super fan we have here from the Water Buffalo Club is Maria. And Maria, this club is so incredible, all about community. And as a representative, I understand there's something you want to share with us?
Absolutely. Today we have a special surprise, and we would like to induct both of you, Chef Darian and Lori, into the Water Buffalo Club.
Oh!
Wow. That's awesome.
All right.
So now you
Ooh,
are
we
an
fit
official
perfectly, too.
member of the Water Buffalo Club.
Maria, what does it mean to be a member of this club?
The Water Buffalo Club is all about community and supporting the Buffalo Bills team.
Well, you guys, I feel different now, I have to say. Go Bills!
That's quite a hat.
Lori B., our newly anointed Water Buffalo Club member. Thank you, Lori. Coming up here, we celebrate the 30th anniversary of Toy Story. More excitement ahead. Lots of fans. Stay with us.
Welcome back to GMA3.
You are watching GMA3. It is a Friday, and we have a very fun week coming up on GMA on Monday. Robin sits down with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon ahead of the new season of The Morning Show. We are so excited to see what they have to say.
I wish they could have gotten to see the studio. You know, it's so great. It's on Tuesday. It's almost time to hit the dance floor. We're counting down to the season premiere of Dancing with the Stars, taking you behind the scenes of the rehearsals before they hit the ballroom that night.
And they are going for it. And do you guys remember Twilight?
Of course.
Oh my God, it was such a frenzy for a while. Well, it's been 20 years, and since that movie hit the theaters, and it made careers of stars like Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. We're going to talk with the author Stephanie Myers about the phenomenon, and I am excited to hear what she has to say about whether she expected all this.
How could you, though? That was the phenomenon of all phenomenons, like that and Harry Potter.
And the fact that that was 20 years ago is mind-blowing.
It's crazy. Now, though, to the holiday shopping season starting earlier than ever for some people as they worry it could cost more this year. Rebecca, you have this story. That's why you were on camera.
Yeah, well, here I am, and we're talking about the holidays, even though it's only September, and that hasn't stopped some cost-conscious consumers from getting ahead of their holiday shopping with the hopes of avoiding what some are now calling holidayflation. If you haven't started your shopping yet, don't worry, you're in good company, and analysts believe there are still some good deals ahead this winter.
Are you completely canceling the holidays, or are you buying your stuff now?
Today we're finishing up my son's Christmas gifts.
What it's not too early for is starting to build your Christmas gift shopping fund right now.
This morning, some consumers worried about possible holidayflation, getting a very early start on shopping.
I've never shopped this early before.
Including Sarah Miller, who says she's checking off the list for her 3 children well before winter.
Prices rise when the holidays get closer, and I feel like all the expenses add up.
According to Adobe, consumers are planning ahead, spending 7.5% more online this August than last year, marking the biggest growth in more than 3 years.
All year, we've seen consumers shopping early. Back to school started as early as mid-June because people were worried that prices are going to go up.
Many big retailers like Walmart, Macy's, and Home Depot have acknowledged price increases due to tariffs, but say they're working to keep prices low where they can.
The tariff inventory really starts to cycle in as you get into that November-December time period. We're hearing that prices are going to go up across the board on many items. That being said, some of the retailers are likely to use promotion to try to keep prices down and to try to keep the consumer spending during the important holiday season.
Experts say consumers can still expect big savings on Black Friday and Cyber Monday this year.
Even when the deals are great and tempting, we want to stick with our list and stay away from impulse purchases that we'll regret. I like to say it's not a good deal if you weren't going to buy it anyway.
As for Sarah, she was able to save thousands buying toys on Facebook Marketplace, including a Barbie dream house for her daughter.
I spent $100 and I got her a huge Barbie house, probably twice her size, a bunch of Barbies, all the Barbie vehicles you could possibly think of.
They're getting quite a haul. Merry Christmas to them. One of our experts told us that many retailers might raise prices before Black Friday and Cyber Monday to make those markdowns look bigger. You can use some apps to really sleuth this out for yourself. Honey, Rakuten, Ibotta, Google Shopping, and Camel. They do price comparisons. You like that one, Will?
Yeah, it's the easiest to remember.
Lots of camels. And guys, by the way, okay, the sales and all the discounts and all of it, it is meant to make you buy.
Of course.
So you have to go into this conscious of that and buy what you need.
Because you buy too
not
much
what you're
otherwise.
excited to purchase.
Yeah,
yep.
I agree. I totally agree with you. Well,
thank you, Deb.
Yeah, exactly. Well, switching gears now, September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and today we are taking a look at one woman's journey towards a diagnosis of the often silent disease, which is what it's called. Rhiannon Alley is here with her story. Rhiannon?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Yeah, in the U.S., a woman's lifetime risk of developing ovarian cancer is about 1 in 91, according to the American Cancer Society. And that woman you mentioned that we spoke with had no symptoms. She says docs found it seemingly by chance, thanks to a test she says she pushed for. And by then, it had already spread to half a dozen other organs.
For Louise Altiza-Zadori, it has been a long year, some would say a nightmare, that started when this seemingly healthy 50-year-old woman in 2024 got the news.
It was shocking.
You have a young son, you're living life, and then overnight, your life changes.
Everything changes overnight. I'm stage 4B, and at the time, the cancer had spread to different parts of my body.
Ovarian cancer, stage 4B, the most advanced form. She had 0 symptoms, which is why it's often called the silent disease.
Unlike many other cancers, it spreads at the very early stage. Essentially, these cancer cells from the fallopian tube escape and plant themselves all over the abdominal cavity, and the cancer can grow to a fairly large size before the patients become symptomatic.
Ovarian cancer is the deadliest gynecological cancer and is more common in women over 50. But Louise believes she only found out she had it because she pushed for a test many doctors find unnecessary, a transvaginal sonogram that looks at the ovaries.
In my case, it saved my life. If cancer presents as your ovaries being enlarged or a cyst, it could definitely detect it.
Doctors found a mass in her ovary that turned out to be cancerous. Surgeons removing 7 cancer-ridden organs.
It was my spleen, my appendix, my gallbladder, uterus, fallopian tubes, ovaries, cervix, stomach lining, a bit of my colon, liver, some of my intestines.
Louise says she battled through 6 rounds of chemo and says today she is in remission. And now she's on a mission to bring awareness.
I think it's important for us to speak up and speak loud.
Louise's hair is growing back, and so is her strength, symbols of the battles she won.
I would have never thought that this was a style that I would have liked, and I love it. I kind of feel it's my bad girl look. I feel strong with it, so I'm going to go with it for a while.
Bad girl or not, she looks beautiful. And Louise will continue to raise awareness on ovarian cancer through the group Hear the Ovarian Whisper. And she remains so incredibly positive. She says she takes a medication to prolong remission, and she gets a PET scan every 3 months to stay diligent. Right now, her goal is just to stay cancer-free for both herself and her family, guys.
What an inspiration, Rhiannon. Thank you for bringing us that story. Much appreciated. We are going to have some pop news time now, and that means one thing on a Friday. It's Will Gans.
Where there's a will, there's another will, people. All right.
Very well done.
As Laura Dern once said in Big Little Lies Season 2, I will not be rich. And now the ladies of Monterey, California have us feeling like $1 million with a brand new season of the fan favorite show officially in the works. Yes, Deadline and Variety reporting Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-creator Francesca Sloan has been hired to write the first episode of Big Little Lies Season 3. Over the last few years, all 5 of the women have spoken about how much they want to return to see these characters. And I'm not sure that I'm able to appropriately convey just how excited I am for this. So please, I've asked Meryl Streep from season 2 of Big Little Lies to do the honors. Meryl.
Oh, that'll do it.
Thank you so much, Meryl Streep. Yeah, it sounds a little bit better when she does it than when I do it, I think. No word yet on when production will begin.
That theme music, though, I always love that theme music.
It's so good. It just gets you in the headspace of wanting to push someone down a flight of stairs. Maybe that's just me.
Okay.
All right, moving from that to the Vatican. In music news, we're just one day away from a once-in-a-lifetime concert set to take place in St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, with Pharrell and Andrea Bocelli at the helm. And now we have some special messages from 2 of the Grammy-nominated performers, Teddy Swims and Jelly Roll. Take a look.
Yo, good morning, America viewers. It's Teddy Swims. I'm super excited to be a part of this amazing concert called Grace for the World, live from Vatican City.
Y'all, I cannot believe it's happening. It's real. It is going down from Vatican City live on Disney+. Hulu, and ABC News Live. Y'all tune in. We're bringing the world together through the power of music.
Thank you, Jelly Roll. The celebration is aimed at bringing a message of grace and humanity to the world and will feature performances from those two, along with John Legend, Carol G., the choir of the Diocese of Rome, and more. Grace for the World streams live. He said it, I'll say it again, at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, exclusively on Disney+, Hulu, and ABC News Live.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great feeling.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And music really does have the ability to bring people together. All right, now we're going to infinity and beyond because Toy Story is celebrating somehow its 30th anniversary this year, and our favorite pals Woody, Buzz, and the whole gang are bringing the groundbreaking animated adventure back to theaters with showings nationwide starting today. All of this celebration comes less than a year before the 5th movie in the beloved franchise debuts. The entire cast is back on board with the toys confronting a whole new generation of kids that like playing with tech. More than toys, Toy Story 5 set to hit theaters June 19th, 2026. I was able to ask Pete Docter a little bit more about this, and he said Toy Story 5 focuses a lot on Jessie, and he reminds us that the toys are a metaphor for being parents. It's about caring for these kids, which, like, I think as a kid watching it, you don't really clock, but then, you know, as an adult, it hits a little differently.
It's a really powerful message, and I'm so glad to hear they're like focusing on real life instead of tech life. This new one.
Can't believe it's 30 years.
Well, that's, I mean, every time we do one of these anniversaries, it's a shock to me. So, Will, thank you so much. All right, and coming up here next, a first look at the all-new 2020, the launch of the new season. We've got a sneak peek. Stay with us. All right, we are back now with a murder mystery. A Maryland mother found dead in her home and the detectives that cracked the case after more than 2 decades. Stephanie Ramos, you've been working on this for a very long time, and you have a first look at the upcoming 2020, the launch of essentially the new season ahead.
Yeah, this is an incredible story, guys. In 2001, the murder of a wife and mother really rocked a suburban community outside Washington, D.C. The case just recently wrapped up in court. It took more than 2 decades to solve. And the biggest twist of all came when investigators uncovered the killer's close and unexpected connection to the victim.
Hands up! What's going on? What is this about?
This is the moment of a shocking arrest. A cold case cracked after nearly 25 years.
Honey, your DNA was in the crime scene.
Eugene Gligor, taken into custody, charged with the murder of Leslie Prier. In May of 2001, Leslie should have left her home in Chevy Chase, Maryland to go to work, but Leslie never showed up. When police arrived, they found Leslie dead. Eventually, they find a critical piece of evidence, unknown male DNA at the scene. Her husband, for years, the prime suspect, dying without knowing who killed her. The murder rocking her community.
Police are asking residents to be on the alert to report anything suspicious that might lead to an arrest.
I remember standing in front of that home. It troubled me that this woman's killer hadn't been found. But nearly a quarter century went by before we heard anything more about it.
We were just such a tight-knit family and loved each other very much.
For Lauren Prier, memories of life before her mother's murder are bittersweet.
It's one of the last trips I went on with my mom.
By 2024, detectives Tara Augustin and Allison Dupuy have spent a year and a half searching public genetic genealogy databases for any connections to that unknown DNA found at the crime scene.
What made you think you could find the killer?
We knew that there was DNA evidence, and that is huge for cold cases. We can use genealogy to try to identify a suspect.
This high match, that's an awesome shared match.
Was that your aha moment?
I remember I said, Allie, come over here and look at this. I think I really have a break.
She finds a name closer to home than Lauren could have ever expected.
I said, "Are you sure?" And she said, "Yes, it's him." He almost got away with it.
Yeah, almost did. Tonight you'll hear all about the sting operation authorities conducted, pulling an unsuspecting Eugene Gligor off an airport security line to obtain his DNA. And you won't believe his connection to that daughter that we spoke with, Lauren Prier, and her family. You want to tune in tonight for an all-new 2-hour 2020. And Deborah, as you well know, your team is brilliant. And they were really able to piece together all of the individuals that we spoke with, all of the elements. Just really incredible show
but
tonight.
The forensics in this case, and so many of our stories Toys turn on forensics. So we're really looking forward to having you aboard, Stephanie.
Thank you so much.
And a great season ahead for 2020.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Deborah, as well as the co-anchor there. And coming up, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Toy Story. Will Gantz is here revealing new products like those shoes.
Oh, boy.
Jump sold separately. They're available just in time for fans. Stay with us.
To infinity and beyond.
Just lots of hugging there.
What a great moment there from Toy Story, the movie that we've loved to infinity and beyond for 30 years. And to celebrate Toy Story is heading back to theaters starting today. This is like the movies of your youth.
It really is.
Yes.
I feel like we are in Andy's bedroom right now,
It's pretty
which is
great.
pretty amazing.
I would like to say, Will, for once, you have shrunk down with the rest of us. Now you know what it's like from my perspective all the time.
Well, let's get some perspective on these toys. Disney is rolling out some new Toy Story products. They're all shoppable, and Will Gantz is not shoppable, but he is back to tell us about them. What do we got? We got lots of Huggin' Bear right here.
Yes, he rules the daycare in Toy Story 3. So there's a new Croc on the block joining the Crocs.
Crocs.
Yes,
Yeah.
inspired by
Got some
Buzz,
structure.
Woody, and Pizza Planet that debuted last year. Now there's a Lotso Clog with Jibbits coming to the Disney Pixar Crocs lineup. And as you can tell, it's fleece lined.
Right, they're so cuddly inside.
Yeah, perfect for fall.
Sweet.
Oh, jewelry.
Yes, got to talk about a little bling.
Please.
And you don't need the claw to snag this new Toy Story alien charm from Pandora in sterling silver. Your loved ones will be eternally grateful if you give these accessories, which are available now. Super cute.
And we got to keep cozy with that. What's that hoodie? What do we got going on?
Yes, this is the Lotso hoodie. So Lotso might have been the bad guy in Toy Story 3, but now you'll be chilling like a villain in this part plush, part pullover hoodie featuring embroidered plush Lotso. It's a fan favorite from the Disney store in China, and it's available now in the United States.
Oh, very cool. And
Yes.
Will, tell us where fans can find out more about these and many more new
Gladly.
Toy Story
Will you give
products.
me a Woody pull
Yes.
string? Yes, okay. Somebody's poisoned the water hole. Oh, wait, sorry. Give me
Okay,
one
I
more.
got it, I
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yes, you can get these, you guys, on our website or by scanning the QR code that is on your screen right now. I'm glad you pulled it twice.
I am too,
Yeah.
and it makes me feel better because we're trying to teach Leo at home how to do that.
Yes.
He's working on his hand movements. Thank you, Will.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Rebecca.
much. And you can celebrate the 30th anniversary of Toy Story. It is back in theaters now. I know what I'm doing. We'll be right back.
We sure hope you had as much fun as we did on this Friday. Thanks for being with us.
And for more news, check out what you need to know anytime on Disney+. Have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend.
Be well. See you Monday.
Bye.